Good evening, dear listeners. On this 8th day of September in the year 1938, we continue our peculiar journey through the broadcast waves. If you recall, we started off introducing you to our lively duo, Miss Clem and Mr. Clive. Amid their jovial dialogues, a peculiar black box made an entrance. Last episode, our hosts grappled with this enigma, but as they say, the only constant is change. Today, the box has vanished, and in its stead sits a mysterious machine. Now, without further ado, your beloved hosts, the delightful Miss Clem and the quick-witted Mr. Clive.
Good evening, listeners. It's your favorite radio hostess, Clem, here with my witty sidekick, Clive.
Good evening, everyone. It seems we have a new mystery on our hands today.
Look at this, Clive. Our black box has done a disappearing act. In its place, this intriguing contraption.
What the dickens is this machine, Clem?
I'm as baffled as you are, Clive.
Well, you two, what you see before you is a teleprinter. A marvel in communication technology.
A teleprinter, you say? I must admit, I've never seen anything quite like it.
The marvels of modern technology, Clem. Can't keep up, can we? It's like trying to catch a train while riding a bicycle.
Enough marveling at the machine. Let's give our listeners what they came for. The music.
Well, Clive, it's time to roll out some tunes. From 1936, here's a charming little ditty directed by George Hamilton. This is the Volez and Yolanda dancing music with their tune, Under Your Spell. Vocals by Lee Norton.
Falling under your spell, what can I do? I belong to you. In the harbor of your heart, I'm longing to dwell, more and more under your spell. Everything's new to me, fate has brought you to me. Life is so dear to me, when you are near to me, my own. I'm alone will tell the only story to tell. I'll be always under your spell.
Mr. Harrington, what became of our enigmatic black box?
Let's not dwell on that, Miss Clem. Instead, let's focus on our future, represented by this magnificent teleprinter.
But how did we manage to afford this machine? Aren't we just starting up?
Our first sponsor has been particularly generous.
One sponsor managed all this? I find that a tad hard to believe, Mr. Harrington.
Let's not worry about the details. How about we play the next song and keep our audience entertained?
Oh, here's a personal favorite of mine, folks. From 1928, it's Ben Selvin and his orchestra again with Lady Whippoorwill.
a little lady whippoorwill, a cute little nest I know, where roses grow on yonder hill. And the whippoorwill breezes blow, they dance along to let the whole world know. They whisper, I love you so, dearie ho, I always will. Pretty whippoorwill, all this world I guess, the world I guess loves your loveliness, whippoorwill. I'm only waiting for the happy thrill. Get happy and say I will, Lady Whippoorwill.
Ladies and gentlemen, this segment is brought to you by Blue Coal, your dependable choice for warm, comfortable home heating. Always prepared, always reliable in any kind of weather. Insist on Blue Coal, America's finest anthracite, mined from the fields of northern Pennsylvania, colored a harmless blue at the mines for your protection. Switch to Blue Coal today for efficient and reliable heat.
Well, speaking of coal, Clive, have you ever heard of coal miners being paid in scrip instead of money?
Yes, Clem, and it's a rough deal. It's almost like they owe their soul to the company's store. It wouldn't surprise me if someone penned a song about it one day.
Ah, well, let's change the subject. How about we look forward to our wonderful new teleprinter bringing us news from across the globe?
Do we have any incoming news, Mr. Harrington?
Not at this moment, Clive. Perhaps after another song, so spin a record, would you please?
Shall we shake things up, Clive? Let's take our listeners back to 1926 with the Merrymakers. Here's Down on the Banks of the Old Yazoo, featuring a quartet of voices that'll really get your toes tapping.
Down on the old Yazoo, here's what I'm telling you. Old Yazoo, boom boom pa, old Yazoo, boom boom pa. You and I will go strolling where the river is rolling, down on the banks of the old Yazoo, Yazoo, where the steamboats are chugging. We'll be doing some hugging. You bet your life we'll be kissing too. And when the Mississippi moon comes shining, I will tell my love to you. I'll tell my love to you, how my heart has been craving all the loving you're saving, down on the banks of the old Yazoo, Yazoo, Yazoo. I regret the day when I went away from Dixie and you.
When I went away from you,
Believe me, I do. That honest and true. But I'm coming back soon. I'll hit the track for Dixie and you. Sweetheart, with Roman I'm through. I'm through. You and I will go strolling where the river is rolling, down on the banks of the old Yazoo, where the steamboats are chugging. We'll be doing some hugging. You bet your life we'll be kissing too. And when the Mississippi moon comes shining nightly, brightly, slightly, I will tell my Yazoo. He goes a-chugging, there'll be some hugging down on the banks of the old Yazoo.
There you go. It works like a charm. Here, Clive, read this.
Representatives of Czechoslovakia's various minorities, amid the rising Sudetenland crisis, have presented a united stance against their government. They stress the urgent need for the reconstruction of the state and for settling the minorities' concerns.
That's deeply concerning, Clive. Internal divisions, especially in such tense times, can exacerbate the situation.
Indeed, Clem. Let's hope that these discussions lead to peaceful resolutions. The world is watching closely and surely doesn't need further strife.
You know, Clive, with all this talk of world events, sometimes we need to remember the simpler joys of life, the kind that just warms the heart.
Ah, Clem, you've hit the nail on the head. Speaking of which, I've got a tune lined up that's bound to lift our spirits.
Oh? And what might that be?
From the golden year of 1926, here's Sunny Disposish by the Merrymakers. And let me tell you, the harmonious blend of Franklyn Baur, Louis James, Elliott Shaw, and Wilfred Glenn is nothing short of magical. Get ready to tap those feet and find that sunny disposition.
Just try to keep a sunny disposition, sunny disposition, sunny disposition. A sunny disposition will always see you through when up above the skies are black instead of being blue. Mr. Trouble makes our faces grow long, but a smile will have him saying so long, so long. It really doesn't pay to be a gloomy pill. It's absolutely most ridiculous, positively still. The rain may pitter-patter, it really doesn't matter. For life can be delish with a sunny disposition. Just try to have a sunny disposition. Anytime the thunder starts to rumble down, don't let hope tumble down, or castles crumble down. If the blues appear, just make the best of them, just make a jest of them, don't be possessed of them. At the risk of sounding rather platitudinous, here's what I believe should be the attitude of us. A sunny disposition will always see you through, even though the skies are black instead of being blue. Mr. Trouble makes our faces grow long, but a smile will have him saying so long, I've gone to stay. It really doesn't pay to be a gloomy pill. It's absolutely most ridiculous, positively still. The rain may pitter-patter, it really doesn't matter. For life can be delish with a sunny disposition.
With every message this teleprinter delivers, Clem, it's like we're reaching into the future.
Or maybe the future's reaching back to us, Clive.
The marvels of the future, as unpredictable as they may be, are built upon our present, and our present is built upon this fascinating teleprinter.
Hold on a minute. This teleprinter seems to have hiccuped back in time. The news it's printed is dated July 14th, 1938. It's mentioning that Howard Hughes completed a round-the-world flight in a Lockheed Model 14 Super Electra in just over 91 hours.
July? Talk about a late edition. But regardless of its tardiness, circling the globe in less than 4 days remains an astonishing achievement.
It sure does, Clive. The past keeps reminding us of humanity's boundless potential. Who knows? These flying machines might just be the beginning.
You see, I might have a theory on that. When they were setting up this teleprinter, they told me it had, what did they call it? Yes, temporal reception capabilities. I thought they were just using fancy words to up the price, but maybe this machine is just overly nostalgic. Either that, or it's been eavesdropping on time travelers' conversations.
Temporal reception, eh? Sounds like something out of those dime store sci-fi novels. Now, folks, we're about to treat your ears to a real gem, a tune that resonates deep, capturing the very essence of romantic yearning and the spirit of the times.
That's right, Clem. Coming up, we have the soulful Eddy Duchin and his orchestra presenting As Long as I Live. And if that wasn't treat enough, it features the passionate vocals of the one and only Harold Arlen. So, folks, lean back, close your eyes, and let this melody from 1934 sweep you off your feet.
Maybe I can't live to love you as long as I want to. Life is long enough, baby, but I can't love you as long as I live. Maybe I can't give you diamonds, things like I'd want to, but I can promise you, baby, I'm gonna want to as long as I live. I never cared, but now I'm scared I won't live long enough. That's why I wear my rubbers when it rains and eat an apple every day, see the doctor anyway. What if I can't live to love you as long as I want to, long as I promise you, baby, I'm gonna love you as long as I live. I'll even wear long underwear when winter breezes blow. I'm gonna take good care of me because sneeze or two might mean the flu, and that would never, never do. What if I can't live to love you as long as I want to, long as I promise you, baby, I'm gonna love you as long as I live.
We're drawing near the end of our journey tonight, friends. But before we say our goodbyes, we have a tune that's sure to stir your heart. From 1936, Jan Garber and his orchestra offer us a haunting melody titled Lost, brought to life by the rich vocals of Lee Bennett. It's a tale of longing, of searching, perhaps echoing our own quest here on the show. Close your eyes and let the music guide you through.
heart that's good as new. Lost the moment I met you. Lost or strayed or stolen away. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers, lost to lips that look like mine. Found to lips that look divine. Lost my heart, but I was lucky to be caught. I lost my heart to you.
And now, dear listeners, for our final song tonight, a soothing piece from 1937, There Must Be Paint in the Sky by George Hamilton and his Music Box Music.
Every time it rains, the grass gets green again. There must be paint in the sky. When the rain is through, the skies are blue again. There must be paint in the sky. Even the roses are red, the violets are blue. And when the summer's through, the leaves turn yellow and brown when they're tumbling down and fall to the ground. Every time it snows, the ground gets green again. That is the reason why there must be paint in the sky.
Well, it seems like our teleprinter has gone quiet.
And it also seems that Mr. Harrington has stepped out. So, Clive, doesn't it strike you as odd that the giant black box is gone and in its place is this very expensive teleprinter?
It does make you wonder, Clem. But as Mr. Harrington said, the box was never really there. Is it possible we imagined it?
And if we imagined the box, does that mean these microphones we're using aren't really here either?
Well, Clem, that's a mind bender. But as long as our listeners can hear us, I believe they're very much real.
You've got a point there, Clive. As long as our listeners can hear us, I suppose that's all that matters. Well, dear listeners, it seems that's all the time we have for tonight. We thank you for accompanying us on this journey of mystery and wonder. I'm your hostess, Clem, saying good night.
And I'm Clive, your sidekick in this extraordinary adventure. We may not know what's around the corner, but isn't that what makes it all the more thrilling?
Indeed, Clive. We're all explorers here in this world of the airwaves. And while we sign off for the night, let the gentle hum of your radio keep you company.
Keep your ears tuned and your hearts open, dear listeners. The world is vast, and every ripple of sound carries a tale waiting to be heard.
And remember, in a world of ever-changing mysteries, your presence with us is the most constant thing. So from Clive and me, we wish you sweet dreams and a good night.
Keep your imaginations burning bright, friends. Until we meet again, stay curious, stay wonderful. Good night, and Godspeed.
And so concludes another episode of Clem and Clive's ongoing journey into the unknown. We've left the mysterious black box behind and stepped into the world of tomorrow with our new teleprinter. As for what lies ahead, only time will reveal. Keep tuning in, dear listeners. Until then, remember, in a world of uncertainty, hope is the North Star that guides us. Good night.